A single stake rested on the palm of my hand. Frightened, I flung it at the wall. The stake from before. I had definitely picked up one of the stakes strewn across the street. But why was it here? Hadn't that been an illusion? I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. That's impossible. That's impossible. That's impossible. Hugging my head, I stumbled aimlessly around my room. For starters, I had to find out whether the ghastly scene I'd witnessed just a little while ago had been reality or the product of my delusions. Or so I thought, but I stepped on a CD case that had fallen on the floor, and my foot slipped. I reached out, seeking something to grab onto, so as to keep myself from falling. What I grasped was the edge of my shelf, where my wipes were lined up, knocking everything over. Shit, I thought, but it was already too late. Unable to support myself, I collapsed on the floor. Above me, my prettily arranged figures came pouring down in huge numbers. God damn it. This was as bad as it got. Everything was at its absolute worst. I stood up, groaning, and checked to see whether my figurines were safe. It had broken neatly enough, despite the fact that I brought this in an online auction at a premium price. I tried to piece the sword back together, but even if I could line up the broken parts, it would be impossible to completely restore it. With this, it had lost all its value. Pissed off, I kicked at my chair. My eyes welled with tears. Why did this kind of thing have to happen to me? When did I ever do anything wrong? Plopping heartbrokenly in place, I spent some time looking at my swordless Ignis and getting depressed. When a storm of rage and confusing finished passing through me, her face, and a tableau of the object of art finally rose up at the back of my brain. The fact that I still had the stake meant it had been reality, not my imagination. I didn't want to, but I had no choice but to acknowledge it. Tomorrow, no doubt, the mass media would be in an uproar. I definitely didn't want to get wrapped up in something like this. Make no mistake, I'd be ruined if I get involved with someone like her. No, rather, with that demon. I was already well on the way to self-destruction to begin with. Because I brought home a deadly weapon. A precious piece of evidence. It wouldn't be odd for people to suspect me of being the perpetrator. On top of it all, the demon had seen my face and knew your friggin' name. I couldn't run away from this whole affair. Next time, the demon would come after me. For now, I should put my thoughts in order. For my own sake, for the sake of surviving, I had to get organized.
間違いない。あの写真は事件の予告メッセージみたいなものだったんだ。
If not, there was no way she would duplicate the killing method so faithfully. That girl must have begun by using composite photos to meticulously simulate the scene of the crime, then onto the crime itself, although she'd probably call it her work of art. That's what it means to be a psycho. She must have tried to carry everything out to perfection.
頭がおかしいよ。でもどうしてそれを僕に？ そもそもあの女はナイトハルトが僕だってどうやって知った？僕の名前をどうやって知った？
What should I do? The demon would come to kill me soon. I knew it. If she knew my name and email, there was a strong chance that she'd also found out my address. Seated in my chair, I hugged my knees and buried my face in them. The abnormal killing method I'd seen yesterday. When I thought that I